Welcome to
the Plant-Based Podcast.
In case you didn't know already, plants are amazing. You can
Eat them,
wear them,
drink them,
nourish your skin with them,
grow them,
love them,
and be inspired by them. So why not join us on the Plant-Based Podcast as we speak to the movers, shakers, and growers in this amazing plant world. Oh, I'm recording. I've turned it on. Have you turned it on?
I'm on, yeah.
Are you on?
I'm always turned
right,
on,
cool.
me. Always turned on.
Ding dong. Oh, Ellen. Oh, why did I sit in this chair? All I can see is my black fence.
Oh,
And I
me.
screwed it up yesterday.
Tell me about it.
Can you see my black fence? I'm not going to show it to you. It's too embarrassing.
What did you do?
I painted most of the fence, but it needed some extra. It had a couple of extra pieces of wood put on, so I need to paint them at a later date. And I'd obviously painted the undercoat, which is grey, which is great. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then, I think I'll go back to B&Q because their white spirit is faulty because it didn't wash out the grey paint. So when I've then gone to do black, I've washed this brush really diligently, thinking it's really, we're good to go. And so I painted it yesterday, and obviously I was in bad lighting. And I wake up this morning, and it's I put bloody grey all over my black fence. I just can't do this DIY stuff, Ellen. And then the drain blocked, and now the dishwasher's whirring. Oh,
this is what it's like having a house. You've got to get practical.
Oh,
you need to
put
learn
me
some
in a
DIY.
hotel. Oh my God, it's ghastly. Tell me more about you.
You need to go online and go to one of those DIY for dummies site. And start learning how to look after your house.
I know it seems really defeatist, but I just don't have that natural ability. Even if I read how to do it, I'll still screw it up, Oh.
Well, you've got plenty of time over the next few weeks to get cracking with some DIY, haven't you? That's for sure.
How are you anyway? I've asked you twice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Trying to avoid my question.
I'm all good, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm back in NC. We've been obviously glued to CNN listening to the updates and whatnot. It's not here, but it is still under restrictions, so it's pretty much like the UK in the weeks leading up to where we are. So yeah, it's fine. It's nice to be back with hubby. Obviously, I haven't seen him for it was nearly 4 months. So yeah, it's good. It's good to be back.
I think today, remember, we're going to bleep out certain words. So there's a couple you will already have heard. A couple of words that nobody really wants to hear that much at the moment. But also, I think we should bleep out as well. So
that's
today,
3 words.
Ellen.
3 words that will be beeped out, basically.
I know. So today is a special edition because we retired until spring, hadn't we?
Well, yeah,
But we're back by popular demand. Well, nobody demanded it, but we're back.
We're back, whether it's under demand or not. We usually have a break between series, don't we? And then in the autumn up to Christmas, we release a plant-based podcast TV, which has been going swimmingly. But we thought we would try to cheer everybody up with our shenanigans and have a good old chat about what we can do with plants over the coming months.
Oh my gosh, yes. Are you going to grow some stuff? What are you up to?
When I got back to NC, you'll know about my balcony because I obviously talk about it all of the time because I don't have a garden here. And I'd left quite a lot of plants growing and in charge of hubby, who's not a gardener, but he did have strict instructions.
The plants were in charge of him, or he was in charge of the plants?
Well, to be honest, I think the plants were probably keeping an eye on him. And I came back to, how could I call it? It was a bit like late autumn in the UK, and you'd never actually touched the pots for a couple of months.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, but the positives.
They look. You mean?
It wasn't that bad, but it needed a gardener's touch. So.
Yeah.
The good thing about it was obviously loads of stuff had been left to go to seed. So I could collect lots of herb seeds, and I've got loads of like annual seeds that I can sow again for next year. So many positives. And to be quite honest, it's great because it means I can empty it all, do a bit of gardening, put up some new stuff. I've got the veggie pods, so I can grow some, winter salads and microgreens and stuff.
Yeah, what you're going to... Because I've done that. Are you doing it with your winter cover on top?
Yes.
Then? How's it work?
Well...
Because I planted it, I don't know if I've done it right or not.
Yeah, I mean the cover will go on. I mean, it's still quite warm here, so it's been down to about 2 degrees overnight, but then it goes up to between 20 and 25 in the day. So I have the cover, but there's 2 reasons why it will come off. At the moment, it's actually really warm, and secondly, over winter time, it will get really windy, and we're 6 floors up. So actually, we do have to be quite careful with it. So it's a bit of an experiment.
Well, it might take off.
It's a bit of an experiment. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I planted some different salad crops in mine. Because people often sow salads in polytunnels, so it's kind of almost like a miniature polytunnel, isn't it? So I think that's going to work.
I mean, it worked on the plot last year, the year before. Had kind of, lovely winter lettuce. It's so nice to be able to go outside and just, get some fresh food.
It is, Ellen, but the thing is, in the winter when it's cold, do you want to eat salad? So yeah, I know I'm growing it, and it's like amazing to do that and have it at a time of year you wouldn't usually have it. But how often are you going to fancy a nice chicken Caesar salad, like, on a cold winter's day?
Well, you might want to be reminded of sunnier days, but there's other things. You don't have to just grow salads. Like I've got a massive kale that's growing in there, and the other thing,
kale is good.
That's just the best thing ever for over winter is microgreens, because you can just put them in anything. Stews, soups, all the kind of wintry stuff. Garnish your cottage pies and spaghetti bologneses.
Is this what you cook every day then?
Pardon?
Oh no, are you still vegan?
Am I still vegan? Same question every podcast.
I ask it that every time.
Cut.
What other kind of activities are there then?
Well, do you know what?
Dun, dun, dun.
I was thinking about this. I think the second what you do as part of that will depend on what you done in the first. So there were like 2 types of people. The first person was I'm going to bake sourdough, I'm going to make banana bread, I'm going to clean out all the cupboards.
I'm going to learn Hungarian.
I'm going to learn a new language, is that person. Then person 2 was like me, who was, this is the worst thing ever, I'm going to slog around all day on the sofa and eat biscuits, and I can't be bothered to learn anything, darling. I'm just cross about the whole thing.
I don't imagine that of you. Did you... No, but seriously, you're always innovating and into new ideas, but But
I did do loads of obviously all the floralization stuff, so floralizing combs and vases and all kinds of different things. That was really good fun. But I think 2 is going to be the opposite. So if you were the person who baked loads of bread, this time you're going to be like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to chill out.
Oh, yeah.
And vice versa. So we'll have to see how that one goes. But there's loads of gardening stuff. Obviously, this time of year is a really busy time. Autumn.
Well, I've actually got a light box. Not a light box. What is it? Yeah, lights. Artificial lights.
Yeah.
The grow lights. That's it. That Elho had sent me, but because everybody thinks I'm a houseplant expert, but I don't. I'm really more about patio bedding plants and new plants. But yeah, I'm wondering how and where I should use this grow light. Really. I don't know. What would you do? Well, have you ever used one?
So I have used grow lights, and they're actually really good because they make your plants grow much, much faster. And you can grow, if you want to sow herb seeds, that kind of thing, then grow lights are really great. And actually for getting plants started quicker, they're really good as well. So ready for next year. So it's like you're getting kind of a bit of a head start,
Okay.
Get your some chilies growing and stuff like that. And then you can put them on the windowsill.
True, yeah. I did when I was thinking about you in US. When I was in New York, I had one of those Click and Grow. Have you ever seen those?
I have seen those.
They're like those little all-in-one units. That was pretty cool, and that worked really nicely.
Oh, I was going to say,
but this one from Elho is more of a tray with lights above it. So
yeah, I mean, you can get seeds started off really quickly. You know, you can grow some stuff over winter that perhaps you wouldn't usually be able to. You know, so yeah.
Will it keep my begonias happy? Perhaps.
Will it keep your begonias happy? Maybe.
Yeah, I've got like 2 exotic-ish begonias, and they're such. So yeah.
Stop swearing.
Sorry, that's another bleep, isn't it?
That's the 4th type of bleep.
But can you see what I created today? Actually, I should have had the patience and used the grow lights to do this. But look, I've made a pothos wall.
Yeah, that's really cute. I like it.
So there's 6 different pothos there, which will obviously grow and develop. But but I thought, I could put those under the grow lights, but I'm so impatient. They're already up on the wall.
You don't need to put them under grow light. Anyway, pothos will root so quickly.
But I just wanted them to go quicker. So
patience in gardening is a virtue, MP.
Oh,
you know.
Hey, do you know what people could start doing very quickly outdoors is sowing hardy annuals.
Yeah.
Because that will get you ahead on next year. So things like Escoltia, California poppy, cornflowers, also sweet peas, if you're quick, because you'll get stronger plants with a better root system for next season. So yeah, that's another thing that we can do at the moment.
Don't leave them too late, or otherwise wait until March, I guess. But yeah, absolutely.
And also bulbs. Got to get bulbs in soon. I've got to plant mine, but I haven't got all the plants yet, because obviously I need to plant the things on top before I plant is that right? Yeah. Plant the things on top of the soil before I then plant the bulbs in between. So I'm kind of like, waiting.
I think it was last year I didn't get any of my bulbs out until November, and you can put tulips out until mid-December. I mean, I planted tulips right up to Christmas.
It's better to do tulips a bit later, isn't it? Yeah. But it's just the other stuff. I'm just a bit... but when it's okay leaving it late, but when you've got a shoot on it that's at 1 inch, you are too late.
You really need to get that in.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't want to go outside, if the weather gets rubbish and it's too cold and you just feel like being indoors, there's tons of stuff you can do inside as well. So I know it was during the summer when I was doing kind of all that floralization stuff, but you could make things like a moss wall, like a moss picture frame. They are so much fun to make, and it's a lovely activity where you can be really tactile with the moss and all the kind of
terrarium.
Yeah, terrarium or aquascaping, a little wabi-kusa, that kind of thing.
I want to make something that's in between a terrarium and an aquascape, and I don't know, I sometimes see them on Instagram, but I saw some at a trade show a few years ago and I thought they're amazing. I never wrote down the company where they're from though, which is but they were like these little swamp gardens, so they were like, with really wet soil, and it had like all sorts of moss and carnivorous plants growing inside. They're really cool.
Like
I like to create that.
An indoor bog garden.
I think because aquascaping, like if you need to keep changing the water, then I can't be bothered.
You don't need to keep changing it. I think you filter it. No, you can have a filter.
It depends if you've got a filter, but I think to establish it, you need to change like half the water every few days or something.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, I get you.
But it's good to have these experiments, and not everything goes right anyway. So it's good to try.
That's part of the fun. It's just the experimenting. Yeah. I'm definitely going to do a mini wabi-kusa. So I've ordered. It's like it is sort of like a rectangular grey stone container, and then you've got these like balls of substrate that you then plant into that go into the water. Yeah. So that's something I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks. Looking forward to that. I haven't done one before.
You mean like these little Ceramis balls? The clay balls?
Sort of. No, it's like a substrate ball. It looks a bit mossy. I don't really know what it's made of, but I'll find out when it gets here. And you put that half in the water and half out, and then you plant your plants into it.
Okay. So something I won't be doing though is watering my houseplants too much.
Yeah.
Because in the winter, they need to kind of calm down a bit. It's obviously going to be a bit colder. Yeah, and they won't be growing as strong. So do not water your houseplants as often as you would have done in the height of summer.
Yeah.
Bit of advice, kids.
Good tip. Usually we kill plants with kindness, don't we? House plants with too much water.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So lay off.
Oh, Ellen, do you know what else?
Pardon?
Do you know what else you can make? You can make a reef.
Ah, yep.
Do you remember when we screwed up making a reef?
Making a reef is harder than it looks. That is for sure.
It's horrible.
I've got to do one in a couple of weeks for an online webinar as well.
Have you?
Yeah, so I've got to really nail it.
Way.
I can't mess it up.
At least you haven't got to make a house leek globe, because you royally screwed that one up, didn't you?
Oh, it looked so good until you turned it round.
Oh my God.
That's still in my garden.
Craft is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do crafting like for beginners, like a channel, and call it something like crafting with clumsy hands or something.
Clumsy crafting, as simple as that.
Yeah, clumsy crafting. Oh, that's perfect.
Clumsy craft.
Oh God, all these ideas.
Clumsy crafting with plants. Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to really have an eye for it, haven't you? And just, I think it is about
I think you've got to be patient as well.
Which neither of us have.
I don't think neither you or I are patient, and so we fall at the first hurdle.
Oh, no, you fall at the first.
I'm more excited.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about the finished result from something than I am the journey.
Yeah, you want to see it done. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, my God.
Yesterday, I went for a lovely walk in the local park. It's called Freedom Park, and the last time I was there was during the earlier on in the year, and someone had nominated me to do a ridiculously long run for charity, and so the last memory was almost like dying running around a park because I was so exhausted. So I went for
Did you have to video it then?
I went for no, but I just took loads of photographs and put it on Strava so they could see I'd done it.
Oh, yeah, you can't get away with it. Because I would find a way to cheat it. Yeah.
No, I had to do it. And then, so it was very nice yesterday to go out and just have a very relaxing walk around the park and, absorb some rays and just be amongst the trees. And, lockdown can be really tough. So, and sometimes it can even make you lose your enthusiasm for bothering to leave the house. But it's actually really, really important to get out, isn't it? Go for a walk, see what you can find.
Defo. Go out and plant some bare root plants as well.
Yeah.
It's a very good time of year to plant anything bare root, which is dormant. You can often buy these, usually by mail order, really good value. Fruit trees work really well. Fruit plants, strawberries, any sort of herbaceous perennial, and it really gets you ahead on next year as well, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Doesn't it, Auntie Ellen?
It does, Uncle Michael. Bare root roses are brilliant to plant between now and March, and often you'll find that some of the online sellers have sales a little later on in the year as well, so you can bag yourself like amazing varieties of roses for super cheap.
Ooh,
in fact,
racy.
Last year we had Ian Limmer from Peter Beale's Roses on the podcast, didn't we? And
we did.
I had then ordered 3 bare roots from them. I got Tequila Sunrise, St. Ethelberger, and is it Blue for You? Blue for You, or one of the bluish that isn't really blue.
That's a very brash selection, Ellen.
I know. I only got them because I liked the names. I got St. Ethelberger because it smells so good, but Tequila Sunrise was purely for the name. It's the most garish rose ever. And Blue for You was just a really lovely, pretty kind of grey, lilac kind of colour.
Yeah, but like this bloody Tequila Sunrise, I don't think... a rose should ever be orange.
Don't you? I don't mind orange and yellow roses. Lovely. There's a rose Corezia. It's one of my favourites. It smells absolutely incredible. It's like the sweetest smelling rose ever.
Oh, I've just put my dirty feet up the wall.
I do know. I'm sitting here watching you, and you turned your chair almost like an impatient child, like you're bored of talking to me now. You've got your feet up on the wall, and I'm thinking, where are your feet going? Like, what? What are you doing with them?
I'm not good at all this keeping somewhere tidy and clean. It's like you have to be like, what am I going to do? Just sit still all day? Do you know what I mean? It's like crazy.
There are other things to do. You don't have to keep your house tidy and clean. Just get out in the garden.
But I want
way
it
more
to be,
important.
relatively respectful.
Well, when I stayed at your house, when I was house sitting, it was lovely and clean and tidy. So I think you do yourself a discredit.
Oh, true.
And in fact, you were instructing me to be careful. Oh, don't scratch the worktop. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I'm not usually that bothered. I hate that worktop though. Obviously, I bought this house off my friends, so we still know each other. And I told them the other day, I was like, that worktop, and they were like, yeah, we hated it too. I think they were given it as a gift. A gift of a worktop. A bit crazy.
It's fine though. It's all good. When you get a new house,
so busy.
You make changes over time.
Yeah. No, I know.
Just cover it with plants. Cover it with plants. No one will see it.
I counted up my houseplants the other day, and I had 130. I don't even know how that happened because I don't sit here and feel like there's a lot of houseplants, or I don't sit here and feel like it's difficult to look after all of these houseplants. It's just really natural, and I don't know. It's
completely.
It's weird.
You soon go from 1 to 100, and in a home, like if you spread them about, it feels like each room isn't ram-packed with plants. But then when you count them up, you think, wow, that's actually like quite a lot of plants. But
it's part of the decorating.
It's good aesthetics, at the end of the day. It softens the room, doesn't it? And it's super good for you too. So I went to
it is, easy.
Really. I went to this awesome plant bar yesterday. It's new in Charlotte, and loads of plants and macrame and like cool stuff. But in there was also a bar, so it is called the Plant Bar, where you can get like cocktails and wine. So basically you can drink alcohol whilst they teach you to make terrariums and you buy plants. How much fun is that?
There's nothing even close to that in UK, is there?
No, it's dangerous. It's dangerously good.
Yeah. Did you make one? Did you do one?
I didn't make a terrarium, but I came away with some new plants.
Oh, cool. How many plants do you have there now?
I haven't counted. Less than I do in my house in the UK, because here I have to leave it quite a lot of the year to hubby, and he will look after them to a point, but I don't want to come back to a lot of dead plants, so I'm trying to keep it in check. But having said that, we went to the plant bar yesterday and he was choosing the plants. And then when we got home, he was like, I was thinking we could have a really big tall plant in this corner, and why don't we move that plant to over there? So I think I've got him. I think finally it's happened. So I think
everything...
Pardon?
Indoors alive? Was everything indoors alive when you went back?
Everything was indoor alive, apart from one ivy, which was already on its way out before I left.
Ivy Smivey.
And even there was a hypoestes in a little pot, tiny one, that looked rubbish, and he'd FaceTimed me while I was away and said, oh, look at this plant. I went, it's just dead, throw it away, because it's a tiny little plant, we can get another plant. And he said, no, I'm not going to throw it away, I want to bring it back to life. And I was like, yeah, right. And he bloomin' well did.
Bloomin' hell.
So I think finally, after all these years, he's discovered his green fingers.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I've just sown some seeds. I just sowed some cactus and succulent seeds.
So have
you ever grown cactus from seed?
No, never.
Oh my God, it's
Tell
amazing.
me how you do it. What?
Well, it's really quite easy. You can do it any time of year. You just sow them into relatively dry soil, put them into a plastic bag, so you then got the warmth. But they take a little while to germinate, like a few months. But when they first come through the soil, they're just so fascinating because they're like a little green blob. And then they very slowly open, and then they start to form their spikes, and then they get bigger, and you kind of watch it go from like child to adolescent to adult. It's really cool. Yeah. Also, succulents like lithops, living stones in particular, they're really easy and fun from seed. So yeah, I'd really recommend doing that at this time of year as well.
So could you grow those under your grow light instead of using the plastic bag?
Well, yeah, that might be an idea, but then is the grow light going to help them come through the soil? Because they won't be able to see the light, will they?
But the grow light will... These are the questions we have to ask. But won't the grow light produce some heat?
I'm not sure. I'll have to test it.
Yeah, test it.
I haven't played much with it. I put it up in the kitchen for a couple of days, and then I was really worried that it looked like I was growing cannabis. Because that's the only reason people really have a grow light, isn't it?
I have a question about cannabis, genuine question.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not allowed to smoke it, whatever. Recently I was in Antigua and there was a beautiful hemp plant, and its feathery foliage was just, I mean, it was so gorgeous. If you placed that into a urban jungle environment, that would really add some lovely texture, to the garden.
Yeah, true.
Are you actually even allowed to grow a cannabis plant in the UK? Are you?
I don't know. I think for personal consumption.
Yeah, but are you? I don't, because it.
Oh, I don't know. Nobody take this advice, please.
Even for personal consumption, it's illegal, isn't it? So. Are you allowed to grow a cannabis plant because it's beautiful? Because they are actually beautiful and medicinally brilliant. And do you know what I mean? I wondered what the actual rules are, because I have no idea.
Oh my God, I don't know. Ooh.
I might have to look that one
Do you know what else I did recently? Oh God, I did the most hideous thing with a pumpkin. No, not the things you see on Twitter. But I sprayed a pumpkin silver. I thought it would be a cool idea. Oh, God, I've just remembered it's on the wall outside. It's probably rotting as we speak. But I thought it would be really cool to paint it silver, but it really wasn't. It looked so stupid. It looked really Christmassy. It was like,
well,
what?
It's silver, so it kind of would do.
I know. I wish I'd got a different colour. I wanted to do it pink. I should have got pink. Really nice metallic pink.
But why did it look so bad? A silver pumpkin can be used for decoration. No?
I don't know, it just looked really pants. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
But what I did like, I sprayed some Eryngium, some dried Eryngium heads silver.
Pretty.
They look amazing. How have I never been spraying flowers before now? It's just,
actually,
oh my God.
Dried flowers are fabulous. And if you do spray some of them different colours, they can look like that's a lovely way to,
defo.
Collect natural materials to decorate your home. And actually, that's something you could do during the next 4 weeks, during lockdown. You collect some natural materials and then make decorations with them. That's a lovely activity to do.
Oh, defo. Or the other thing, that I used to do with my grandma when I was a kid was press flowers. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then you can make pictures with them, collages and stuff.
Yeah. Or greetings cards.
I wonder how many people this year will actually make their own greetings card, because it's like the 4 weeks, running up to December, and I wonder if people will be like, oh, I wonder what I can do.
But I think the thing is, it's not such a as last time. I think, we feel like everyone's going to be doing nothing on the sofa, but there's still a lot of people that have got really busy full-time jobs that, might still be going out to, or even if they are at home, they're still pretty busy with them. So I think, there's a real assumption that kind of means that everyone's got nothing to do, but it's not quite like that. You might be caring for a relative or someone sick, so
And also, if you have kids, they're still going to school, so you're still getting up and you're trying to keep that routine where you're taking the kids to school and then picking them up and that kind of thing. So it is a different. Hopefully it's only the 4 weeks, and hopefully it goes really fast for everybody and things improve,
Yeah, definitely. So, I was going to say, there's another way you can preserve flowers. When I was in New York, I ordered some of the stuff, but I never got around to doing it, and I need to order some more because I left it there. But what is it? Oh, what is it? I can't remember the word. When you preserve a flower in some sort of, not acid, but some sort of crystallized thing? Oh.
Well, you're not.
What's it
called? You're not crystallizing it.
No, you're kind of preserving it, but it's still staying intact. Can you Google that for me, babe?
Hold on.
Ways of preserving flowers.
For you right now.
You're my Google assistant.
Flowers.
Would you listen better than Siri does?
Probably not.
Hey, Ellen, turn off the lights.
But I would give you some back chat.
Good night. Hey, Ellen, what was the first number one of Lisa Stansfield?
Oh my gosh, you would know all those answers. I can't.
Yeah, but you're the Siri.
Oh, is it soak the flowers in glycerin?
Glycerine.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Cool. Anyway,
you can
that's
freeze
all.
dry them, you can air dry them, you can press them, you can microwave them as well.
Yeah, really?
And that's actually the same with fruit and veg. If you still have like loads of courgette left over, or if you harvested loads of apples from your apple tree, if you slice them ultra thinly and then place them onto a baking sheet, make sure none of them are touching, you can put them in the oven for about an hour and dry them. So then you have like dried apple crisps, that kind of thing. If you've got oranges,
cool.
you can dry or dehydrate your oranges, and then you can use them in Christmas decorations.
What if you've had a glut of oranges?
Yeah, I was thinking about making your Christmas decorations and stuff, but actually, like, it's quite cool. Like, the drying and dehydrating is a pretty cool way of using up a glut, of fruit and veg.
To do some project.
All I can say
made?
is it sounds like
sorry,
there's 4 weeks full of amazing things that you can do.
Oh my God. Have you heard of Rumtopf?
No, what's that?
It's a German thing where you have a special kind of... it looks like a cookie jar, so this like big ceramic tall pot, and it's called a Rumtopf. And what you do is you put in different fruits as they are harvested through the year. So you start with strawberries, you go through to, cherries, then peaches, and then on to late stuff. And each time you layer it, you cover it with an amount of sugar, I think half the amount of weight of fruit.
Right.
And then you put rum on top. And then each time you top up the different fruit and you add the sugar, the rum. And so through the season, you've then got this... big Rumtopf that's got about 10 different fruits in, and then it stews up till Christmas, then you use it at Christmas. Yeah, so I've made one. But I was a bit late to the market, so I just threw everything in at once. and probably not English grown fruit either.
I'm sure it will still taste amazing.
Cool.
That's a really good idea. Basically, if you can, if you've got time, if you've got energy, if you feel enthusiastic, then there's so much you can do. But equally, if you are in and you don't feel like doing anything at all, then that is equally as completely cool. Don't do anything at all.
Yeah, because we are not judgy people, are we, Ellen?
No, we are
We're not going to judge anyone.
Someone said to me after maybe about 6 weeks of you don't have to thrive, you just have to survive.
Yeah, true, but it's also nice to thrive, and what that does, for your mind as well.
Of course, but sometimes
it's a balance.
You just don't want it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, we've given you loads of ideas for things to do, so hopefully that will help you get through the next 4 weeks or so. Run up.
Or why not invest in some Christmas plants as well? Poinsettias, Christmas cactus. Now's the time. So that's another little idea of things that you can grow. Maybe make a Christmas arrangement. Yeah. That would be cool.
You could literally get completely prepared for Christmas over the next 4 weeks. Yeah. Usually we don't have time to do that, so perhaps. Could be doing that. Make up some Christmas pots.
Ellen, I have to tell you, I was on a group video call, and I think someone had their tree up in the background.
No.
I was aghast. I really was.
I am aghast.
I was going to mention it, but then I was like, maybe it's not. But then how many things in the home would look like Christmas trees if they're not Christmas trees?
Huh?
It's a Christmas tree, isn't it?
A Christmas tree is a Christmas tree.
It looked like a Christmas tree. Yeah, it couldn't. It's not like it was a rubber plant, is it?
Way too early. Way too early.
What, for rubber plants?
Literally can't cope with that.
Melon,
anyway.
Can we should insert a little advert here.
Go on then.
Oh, right, okay. Shall I do it in a really official voice?
If you'd like.
Okay, ready? If you'd enjoyed... Oh, screwed up. Hang on. I'm going to go again. If you've enjoyed today's podcast, then remember that you can check out Plant-Based TV. This is our Garden Media Guild Award shortlisted video series on YouTube, and you should just go and watch it. Whatever.
I'd just like to tell
Oh, damn
everyone
it.
that I can see Michael on Skype and he looks really embarrassed.
Why? I'm usually a bit better at doing that stuff, but you make me nervous because you smell of wee. So yeah, please hop over to our YouTube channel and you will see lots more japery. And we're doing the new vegetable thing, aren't we? With the silky turnips and the milky sweet corn.
Oh, the silky
Is that right?
turnips. The
Is that the one?
yeah, this Sunday. So the milky turnips are absolutely delightful. We munch away through the table, basically. So yeah, that's a great one to watch, to tune into. So yeah, well done, Michael.
Oh, thank you.
You should be a voiceover for the adverts.
Oh, thank you. Means a lot. Yeah, but hopefully next time I speak to you, the garden will be planted, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had plants arriving from lots of different areas. I've had some. I'm so impatient. I want it to look really instant, so I bought some birch trees that are already 12 foot tall.
Yeah, that's cool though.
I
That
brought
will
them
give
back
it
in my
such
car.
lovely structure, you know. It will
Oh,
look really
definitely.
nice.
Yeah. But I was so indecisive about my hedge, my rear hedge. Did I tell you I bought some plants for it and then I changed my mind? I was like, no, I don't want them. So I'm going to use them somewhere else. It's just, I'm a nightmare with this stuff because I'm just so indecisive.
But also there's so much to choose from. And sometimes when you have a blank canvas, it's harder, you know. And
I know.
what about the front? Because I noticed you had a ton of topsoil on offer. So what are you doing at the front of the house?
Oh, well, the front is just a really nice border, kind of almost inspired by the High Line in New York. So kind of like that prairie style.
Nice.
With really nice weeping pear and cercis as kind of featured trees, as it
lovely.
were.
I'd like to
So, yeah,
also
that should be
just
pretty cool.
say to everyone listening, if you can hear a constant squeak, it's because Michael's rocking back and forward on his chair.
Oh,
which
why
is
didn't you tell me
squeaky.
not to? That's gonna ruin the sound now. We'll get told off by Big G.
Anyway, it's been lovely chatting with you.
Yeah, it's been really nice to chat with you as well. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to it, but now it's done. I can move on.
Your moustache is looking good as well. You're doing Movember, right?
Well, I kind of cheated because you're not supposed to just cut in the moustache. You're supposed to grow it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I've just kind of fast-tracked. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you should have shaved it off and started from scratch.
Well, I've done it back to front. So, yeah, so I'm actually going to grow out my moustache into a beard. That's my beard-vember.
Beardvember. I haven't seen your chin for years, just so you know. I can
know.
see your chin.
I don't like Ellen, if I'm honest, I don't like the shape of it. It's got no definition. It's really round and weird. My face without a beard is really not the one. It's not.
It's not the one. It's not the face for you.
Yeah, it's just not. The one. That's just a cool way of saying it's not good. You know that, don't you?
Oh, well, thanks for that. Yeah, I get it. But your chin looks completely fine. And if you don't like it, your beard will grow back so soon, just like mine.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Has your husband had a haircut? Because he's known for overgrown hair, isn't he? Has your husband had a haircut?
Yeah, he's had a haircut. He was one of the ones who decided to not even attempt to do anything whatsoever, and he ended up with a massive bush on his head. And honestly, he looked like Einstein. It was huge. But yeah, he's been keeping on top of the haircuts, thankfully.
Could he tie it back? Was it that long?
So on top, he could do he could put a band into a little ponytail on top. It was horrendous. And also it aged him about 20 years, so he was told to get it off.
Oh my God.
Anyway, nice chatting.
Cool. All right, bye. That's it. That's the sign-off, right? No, that's the sign-off. Thanks for listening. You should now be at least 25% more obsessed by plants.
Please follow us on social media. You'll find us by typing in the Plant-Based Podcast.
We also have a fabulous website. Go to theplantbasedpodcast.net.
So tell your friends, leave a review. Why not write a letter to your local MP? Please spread the word about the Plant-Based Podcast.
Oh yes, see you next time, plant friends. The theme music for the Plant-Based Podcast is an excerpt from the song Grow by Mikey James, and our editing is done by Gareth Patch of Semi Echo.